What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Brittany Oniki, and you are tuned in live to Entwine Couture Presents the BAN's Guide to All Things Fierce, Fabulous, and Fly. It's the top of July. It's a holiday weekend ahead, and we are about to talk about your summer survival guide, surviving beauty, surviving work, surviving natural hair, surviving a quarter life crisis. Have you guys heard of that? But before we jump in, to who's on our panel. We're going to go ahead and introduce you guys one more time. So I'm going to let the ladies introduce themselves. But of course, we have Elise coming to you from Love Art Hair Studios in Chicago. Fabulous beauty queen, a.k.a. Miss Sophia. And of course, the wonderful, wonderful Mama Day, YouTuber, vlogger, rock mom extraordinaire. So ladies, go ahead and say hello.
Hi, I'm Elise. I'm the owner of Hair Love Art Studio in Chicago. You can find me on the web at www.hairloveart.com or on Instagram and Facebook at just Hair Love Art.
Miss Sophia.
Fabulous beauty queen. I'm Sophia, and I am a natural YouTube blogger. And you guys can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and everything hair, natural hair, and just loving it and loving the community.
Yay, we're happy to be a part of it. Happy that you're with us. Mama Day, hey girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey. Hello beauties. My name is Mama Day. I am a YouTube vlogger. I'm a naturally, so I've been natural for 4 years. I decided to go natural and my baby girls came with me, hence the name Mama Day. You can find me at Mama Day, MAMADAYE at YouTube. So youtube.com Mama Day. Mama Day 36, same spelling on Facebook, and Mama Day _ Instagram.
Cool. Well, I am so happy to be checking in with you guys. Of course, you know I love you. We've been doing this for a while now, and I love all of you. I look forward to this. So all of you out there on YouTube, I want you guys to type in your questions. We're keeping it really cute today, keeping it informal. Write your questions and ask whatever you want to know on the panel, and we're going to just jump into hot topics. So what I want to know is, it's a holiday weekend. What do you guys have planned? How do you guys plan on keeping it cute this 4th of July weekend? How are you going to make sure that your makeup stays tight, that your hair doesn't frizz? What are you guys going to do? Mama Day, I'm going to start with you. And
girl, I'm embracing
Day, I heard that originally there was going to be a mixologist, which meant cocktails. He backed out. I just want you guys to know that I have my cocktail handy.
Really good.
So when you promise alcohol, you better deliver alcohol.
Here's to you.
So here's how we kick off the 4th of July weekend on the BAN's Guide. So salute, take a sip.
This was not planned at all.
At all.
Keep it cute. So Mama Day, what are your plans? I know you've got a family. Are you big on the 4th of July? What are your holiday plans?
Oh, we'll probably just go to the beach. I mean, we're doing the typical 4th of July thing. We'll go to the beach, but we're definitely doing some crab legs. Craig went and bought a load of crab legs. So we are crab legging it down, going to the beach. I'm accepting my frizz. I live in North Carolina. The humidity is real, and I have no choice but to embrace it. So I've just let it go. I think I'm happy because it's the first time I rock my hair all the way out. And she was freezing and stretched, and I was loving it.
I am too. So Elise, let me ask you, what are some tips? And if it's not possible, give us the real and say, you know what, it's not possible. But are there some little salon at-home tricks that we could do to kind of prevent reversion if we want to wear our hair out?
Well, out meaning like in a twist out or in a wash and go.
Yes.
Keys to reversion are definitely hydration. The more hydrated your hair strand is, the less it's going to reach out to the atmosphere to grab onto the moisture in the atmosphere. Now, if you're dealing with what we're dealing with in Chicago right now, it's probably about 65 degrees, and it's misty, nasty, rainy, super humid. There's nothing you can really do. I mean, it's 4th of July weekend. How cute are we really trying to be? We're trying to live it up. We're trying to enjoy ourselves, have fun. So don't worry about the frizz. Put the hair in a puff, put the hair in a cute little side pony, and let go and have fun.
Or cut it all off, because when I tell you, I have too much hair on my head right now. Like, I want another haircut. I am obsessed. So, ladies out there, if you are thinking about big chopping, this is the time to do it because you don't want hair on your head. You get to grow it out, and then Elise coming up later in the show is going to give us some tips on transitioning for fall if you want to grow it out with the sew-in or some braids, how to take care of your hair underneath that. So in 6 months' time, by the end of this year, if you do a big chop now, you could have a decent, cute amount of growth for the top of 2015, and it's like you never really missed your hair. So that's a tip out there from me to you guys, free of charge. If you are thinking about big chopping, do it now because I want another haircut. This right here is too long. I am obsessed with short hair right now, and this heat, I'm loving it. It's like it's 80 degrees at 9 a.m. here in Atlanta. My car thermostat was like 100 when we got in it, but I do have a black car with black seats. But still, you guys get the picture. It's extremely hot, and if you live anywhere like where I am, you will thank me if you big chop tomorrow. You will thank me. So, Sophia, what are you guys doing down in Miami for 4th of July weekend? What are your plans?
Basically, your 4th of July, we're going to be barbecuing, probably hit the beach, and just, do your typical 4th of July weekend, have fun. Hair, I'm actually in a protective style challenge for the summer, but I've been wearing wigs off and on. I am going to be wearing my natural hair out, probably like in a wash and go, or if not, in a puff. So I'm trying to get my hair into a puff. My hair is growing, and it's very hard to get the puff the way how it used to come out. So we'll see how it goes. I'll be taking pictures. Don't worry, I'll put it on Instagram. See what kind of hairstyle I put for that day.
Cool. So, Elise, what are some things that you're recommending for your clients for just the upcoming summer months in terms of beating the heat?
Well, summer months, haircuts definitely. I mean, you see we both kind of did a mini big chop because long hair in the summertime, although unfortunately this summer has been really cold in Chicago. I wish I was down there with you with that 90, 100 degree weather. That's my thing. But I'm seeing a lot of haircuts coming through. People are coming out of their winter and spring protective styling and really having to look at their hair because it's on the occasion that it's hot here, they're too hot. So I'm seeing a lot of big chops, a lot of tapered styles, and also a lot of funkier mid-length hair because you get to that crazy stage right about here and you don't know what to do with the hair. So I'm doing a lot of curly bobs and a lot of asymmetrical bobs. And really just pushing hydration, making sure that hair gets detoxed from all the heavy butters and oils that we've been using and then not cleansing off regularly during the winter and spring so that this summer our hair can get as hydrated as possible, especially like Brittany said, if we do big chop, this is the time to do it. This is the growing season. This is the blossoming season for our hair. So wear it short, wear it out, and then as you go into fall, you're able to have that hydrated hair and get that little bit of length so that for your fall and your winter, you can be protective styling and come out with beautiful hair in 2015.
Cool. So let's recap that, guys. I hope you guys are listening, taking notes. We're taking your questions. I have a question on my Instagram about my makeup. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. But you have heard it here. So you guys want to go ahead and big chop. And if you big chop, you want to go ahead and moisturize your hair. And we're going to recap what the lock method is. And one product that you definitely need for that is going to be your raw 100% vegan argan oil. Definitely one of my favorite at Entwine Couture products. And you can go over to the website at www.entwinecouture.com and check it out. And the first 2 viewers to email us at WeCare@EntwineCouture, you're going to win a bottle of this. It is, how many ounces is this little beauty? Is this one? I believe it's 2. This is 2 fluid ounces of 100% raw vegan argan oil. There are no silicones, no synthetics, there's no filler. It's 100%. You can use this head to toe, although I use it sparingly. You can rub it into your cuticles. You use it as part of the lock method to seal in all of your moisture. This is definitely one of my daily faves. So I'll probably get to keep some of this definition because I literally just did my hair about an hour ago when I came home from work. So I'll wake up in the morning and I'll just probably rub a little bit of oil over it. It won't be perfect, but it'll have enough definition for me to go to work tomorrow, last day of the week, and I won't be tripping. So definitely you guys want to check this out. So to recap, you want to go ahead and keep your lock method, do your big chop early, get it out of the way. Stay tuned to the BAN Guide Presents, and we are going to tell you how to take it through the rest of 2014 and grow your hair out for 2015. So it's always wonderful to have educators like Elise on the panel giving you guys trends, information. She's letting you know what's going in and out of her salon in Chicago. So you guys are being kept up to the minute in all things fierce, fabulous, and fly. So speaking of fierce, right? There is apparently this guy who just got out of jail and his picture has been all over Facebook. Now I'm going to tell you, for me to be a social media maven as part of my profession, I don't read a lot of like this stuff. I'll see it on my news feed and in my head I'm like, are you kidding? I'll check that later because I'm thinking about other stuff, and then I never get to it. But I did check it like 10 minutes ago. So apparently he's a street terrorist. That's all I got. Does that mean like drug dealer, gang member? What does that mean? What does that mean? I read street terrorist. That's what I read.
I think maybe all of those things wrapped up into one.
Like, that's what he went to jail for. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about society? Because, of course, I always want to see everything as a conspiracy at large. But what do you guys think about the society that we live in where this, I don't even know his name, but this man with light skin and blue eyes, right, got out of jail, but he's a criminal. He's got a record. He's got a past, probably some aggressive tendencies. And everybody is like, oh, my God. Jeremy Meeks is his name, right? And we're like, oh, my God, he's so hot. Oh, my God, Jeremy. But he's, like, just got out of jail. Like, what do we think about the culture that we live in? Anybody care? Anybody got comments?
I want to comment on it. Was Jeremy Meek is handsome. I am happily married. I have a handsome husband. That man was handsome. He was fine. I will give it to him. He was fine. However, I'm more concerned about the women that donated, saved Babe, and bailed him out of jail. I'm more concerned about them. That's what I'm concerned about. I need to know, is it that bad, ladies? I mean, because I've been locked down for 20 years. Is it really that bad? It ain't that bad.
It is. It is.
It ain't that bad either.
It is that bad in terms of the dating pool, but I don't think it's ever that bad if you're thinking long term and you're thinking about the character of the man that you're with to date someone who's a street terrorist. According to
they bailed him out. They were giving money to bail a man out you ain't never touched, smelt, looked at, licked. Pause. I'm just saying. It ain't that bad out there that y'all got to sit there and bail that man out. You ain't never touched him, and then find out he won't even interested in you. That's what you. And then he married, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I didn't even know the skinny
girl. Bye. It was ridiculous.
I have to give it to the man, and I don't date men, so outside of my realm. But he is just genuinely attractive, and I think just because he's a felon does not take away from his attractiveness. Had he had maybe a different path in life, he could have been a model. He could have been some businessman. So you never know. So you can't take away from the fact that he's fine. And you're right, Mama Day. I sometimes am worried about the state of women in this country because that tells us where our mindsets are. That tells us that we're willing as women to accept. The man is fine. We're willing to accept 5 baby mamas, multiple stints in jail. This man is married with a child or children, and we're willing to do these things for someone, like you said, we taste, to smell, to touched. So that tells you more about our mentality than about his handsomeness. Yes, he's classically handsome. Give him that, but leave the man alone. He's not that special.
I agree. Sophia, did you want to chime in?
I believe he has to go through the whole process of detoxifying himself out of prison, number one. You know, number two, yes, he is handsome. Mama Day, I didn't even know he was married. And, you know, are these women so desperate that they're only going after men for looks?
Yes.
I mean, you know what? We live in a pop culture driven, instant gratification, selfie society. So I'm just going to go ahead and say yes. Just because he's handsome, I'll give you my rent money and bail you out of jail and I've never met you just to have some type of association with you. But I'm going to play devil's advocate. I judge. I saw his face and a little teardrop tattoo and I was like, boo-boo. Like, I will date a nerd. I will take a nerd with a personality and a job than a fine man in 6 packs who just got out of jail. I don't care. And I am going to say, like, so Mama Day, you said, yeah, you've been locked down. Sophia, you locked down. And Elise, you don't even date men. So I'm on my own with this one. So I'm going to tell y'all, it's really that bad. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's that bad. So I'll give you this. I've been dating, and I'll say my last guy that I dated watched me once before. So hey, boo, yes, I met you. So he was very handsome, but he had no personality, like no drive. Like we were mismatched. Like we were so mismatched, and I probably knew 2 months in that it wasn't going to be long term, but he was fine, and not even like jail fine, just like take your shirt off please immediately so I can see the tattoo on your shoulder fine. And he graduated from college and everything. But if you know what it is that you're looking for long term, the pretty fade, just like with women, I think the pretty will fade and you need substance. And if I gotta take collect calls, like there's no substance. Like I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to collect calls and maxing out my credit card for fine. Give me a comic book nerd with a steady job any day. I'll take it. I will take it.
Girl, you are hilarious.
I will take it. So, speaking of looks, there is a young lady. Her first name is Zendaya. Her last name escapes me. She's a Disney Channel kid. And she has been slated to play the late Aaliyah in her biography, but I think as of today, she has opted out of the show. But there was a lot of flack because I believe she is of mixed heritage. And a lot of people were saying that she's not black enough, and there are other actresses maybe who could have portrayed her who have a closer tie to the African American community. I don't know that I have an opinion either way. I will say that I do not like the term black enough. I don't like that. As someone who lives in the South and who did not go to an HBCU, and then I always get the side eye, like you came all the way to Atlanta to go to that school. I get it every time. I do not like the term black enough. So what do you guys think about that term? And then what do you guys think about this Aaliyah, movie? Who do you guys think should play her if someone were going to do it?
I like the other girl. But the only reason why I like the other girl is only because she actually looked like Aaliyah. That was my only thing. It wasn't so much of who she was and what she looked. I mean, if she was black enough. I didn't look at that. The other girl literally looked like Aaliyah, and I think the family chose her because they said she resembled Aaliyah so much. I'm not sure if it was because the girl opted out or because they passed the show over to Zoe, and I think she said she wasn't going to make a decision until she actually spoke with the family, and the family was comfortable with her doing Aaliyah. And I think in the end, the family was just like, no, we want it to be as realistic as possible, and they didn't want her to be in the movie. And I mean, it's their daughter, so I think they had a right, but it wasn't because of her mixed race. It was simply because I just thought the other girl really looked more like Aaliyah, and she could sing and dance too, so I didn't understand why they passed her up.
Yeah, I think anybody who's really going to portray her, like you said, should at least be singing and definitely be able to dance and bring her personality more to life than just being a pretty face. That's what I think. Elise, what were you going to say?
I mean, I think the concept of black enough, I mean, I understand where people are coming from because you don't necessarily in Hollywood want to take a role of someone who is African American from an actual African American actress that can act and sing and play the part to justice. And I don't think I think her name was like Zendaya, could play the part of Aaliyah to justice because I don't think she necessarily has that oomph behind her in her spirit and her acting and her abilities to bring that sexy, coy, playful thing. Because I was kind of an Aaliyah stan at the age of 13. I had the hair over the eye and the midriff tops and everything. Everybody was like, you look like Aaliyah, all that, whatever. But I don't subscribe to the concept of black enough. I mean, my son is partially not African American, and I don't ever want someone to tell him he's not black enough because when a cop sees him in the middle of the night when he's like 16 and 6 foot something, he's gonna be plenty black enough.
All the way black.
So, let's not play that card. But also, I do want to would feel that someone producing a movie would respect the family's wishes, especially if they're portraying the life of the family, because again, the family has ownership of the estate. So one, you don't want to be sued, and two, you really do want an accurate portrayal of someone's life that is respectful of both their legacy and of their family. And if the family chose the other girl, which I actually never saw the video of the other girl, But if the family approved of her and she has the skill and the talent and she's able to be worked with within the cast and crew, then that's who probably should play the part.
Mm.
I agree. I hope it's a good movie. I hope they're able to, if you're gonna go through, because I believe it's been, geez, at least 10 years since her passing. So if you're gonna go ahead after this, 13. So if you're gonna go ahead and do a movie after all this time, like you wanted to kind of really put her in a positive light, kind of like memorialize her for her fans and like maybe for young ones, like what the TLC movie did for TLC. Because I work with children, and so I've got like now 10-year-old girls like singing the TLC songs plus the new song that they added, and they're like, Miss Boy, do you know TLC? And I'm like looking at them sideways like, I know TLC. I knew TLC before they was TLNC. Like with the pictures and the little magazines and trying to wear the boxers. Like I'm original, boo boo. Like so, if they can make a movie and do that for Aaliyah as well, I think that'd be awesome. So I just hope that they find the right person and get it right. And this whole term of Black enough, I can't stand it. So thinking about what it means to be Black and then also being able to embrace your natural hair, I just think all of it kind of confuses, not confuses, but kind of just puts way too much emphasis on something that really should not hold that much importance at this stage, I don't think, in terms of like how you wear your hair, you know, where you went to school, you know, whether you got a rap sheet or not. I just think it's like, what type of person are you at the end of the day, right? Because there are people who judge and there are people who give second chances. So let's just hope that they go ahead and they put out a great movie, right? And it gives us something to look forward to. I have some other exciting news. Did you guys hear? Like, I'm home during the day sometimes. So Tamron Hall of the Today Show. Do you guys know who she is?
Yeah.
Always been wearing a short haircut, but it was relaxed to what I could tell. So she went on the Today Show last week, I think it was, and she did a big chop.
Oh?
Did a big chop. So her hair was always short. So to me, she looked the exact same. Her hair just had texture, and it clearly wasn't flat iron. It was kind of like a little wet and gel down a little. It's way shorter than my hair is now. And so she kind of got emotional when she was talking about it. You guys can go to thetodayShow.com and check.
Good Men in America.
It's the Today Show. It's the Today Show.
Okay.
I'm loyal. I watch Today Show because side note, I met Katie Couric like randomly on the streets of New York when I was like 11 years old, and I was like, oh my God, I want to be a journalist, and you're Katie Couric. So ever since then, I only watched the Today Show. So she's on the Today Show. So true story. That's a side note. So she went on, and I could tell she was like getting a little choked up, and I kind of like, I was like, yay, go Tamron. And I hope that it like gives some young women and some older women like just the confidence that they need to like go ahead and big chop. Like if she could do it on like national television in front of 1 million of her viewers, I really hope that you guys out there in YouTube land and anybody else who watches this, who follows me on Instagram, dude, it's just hair. Like I promise you it's just hair. Like it's just hair. Like I will hold your hand virtually. Like go ahead and do it. I'm holding your hand. I got you. Like if you've been thinking about it, this is the push that you need. It's 1,000 degrees. Tamron Hall did it. Everybody's doing it. Go ahead and do a big job. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that it's going to give natural hair like a bigger platform now that someone so prominent did it on national television?
I think it will. Only feedback that I'm getting, because I actually posted it on my Instagram when I saw it. I was like, okay, Tamron Hall did this on national news, national morning news that goes into millions and millions of households every morning. What's your excuse? You can't give me the corporate America, it's not professional. You can't give me the, I don't feel I look good. Now, the pushback I'm getting in terms of my feedback on my Facebook page and my Instagram is that people are like, well, her texture was silkier, her texture was looser. And so we're still having this texture discrimination conversation about, well, she could do it because her hair is easier to manage versus her hair is textured. She's probably in the process of learning how to work with her textured hair. And same way she's doing that, you can have the confidence, the beauty, the ability to learn your own natural texture. But I think what I am seeing is a lot more bookings for big chops, although about half of them are kind of chickening out at the end and canceling like 2 days before, because I know it's a very, very big step. But women are releasing the weight, letting go, knowing that, okay, if she can be on national TV, look beautiful, be beautiful, and be accepted, that they can too.
Well, I'm super excited. Does anybody else want to chime in? I was so excited when I saw that. I was like, yes, hopefully it'll raise the platform for natural hair, and that I would love to see every black woman rock natural hair. Like, oh my God, nothing would make me happier. Nothing would make me happier. Hashtag no more lace fronts. Nothing would make me happier. Nothing would make me happy because I live in Atlanta. Hashtag no more lace fronts. Hashtag.
Oh yeah.
Nothing would make me happier. So, Mama Day, do you know who Tamron Hall is? Have you seen? I'll let you. I'll let you pull yourself back.
No, I don't. I don't know. I don't even watch it. I think I'm at work at that time. I don't get to see any good daytime TV shows, so I don't know. I've missed all of it. I heard what? I don't know. Sorry. I'm a Google it when I get off here, though.
Yes, Google it and look at her. She's like the cutest thing. So since we're talking about big chopping and not knowing what your hair texture is, I want you guys all to go over to the site, www.entwinecouture.com. We are having $10 days. So we are offering you the low on these products. And I'm going to let you know because I do have to read off my cue cards. So Creme Jelly Styler is going to be $10. The Exotic Buttercream Hydrator, 8 ounces, is going to be $10, and that's going to be 8 ounces of the Creme Jelly Styler as well. The Aphrodisia 9, and Elise, I want you to talk about the awesomeness that is that product. Since we're talking about beating the heat, humidity, and frizz, Aphrodisia 9, 8 ounces, is also going to be $10. You guys are going to get the audition kit for $15. That's half off. And then the Click Latois, which is a cleanser, the conditioner, and I believe in Aphrodisia 9, that is going to be just $5. $5. So if you guys are just joining us, that is an awesome way to try out products when you guys do a big chop. I'm going to tell you this, right? Okay, lean in close. I love Entwine Couture, right? But when I first started out and got my big chop, I did have to try a bunch of different products to figure out what my hair like. So I'm going to give you the 100% honest truth. So if you are just trying out Entwine Couture, just getting to love your natural textures, you want to go ahead and try out the audition kit or the Click Latois because it's going to be in sample sizes. So not a big commitment. You commitment phobes out there, you can't pick just one. You can go ahead and try it out, see how it works. Maybe, try out a couple other products, but I guarantee you there's going to be something in our line that you are going to come back for. If it's not the Argan Oil, it's probably going to be the Aphrodisia 9. I think hands down, those are my 2 top favorites. If I had to pick another one, I would probably say Creme Jelly Styler because of the way that I'm wearing my hair now. But you can talk, everybody's going to talk about the different styles that they wear and how each of the products serve. So definitely go over to the site. $10 days until July 10th. Can't say that I did not try to help you out with your hair and to save you some money. So Elise, go ahead and talk about the fabulous Aphrodisia 9 and kind of some summer hair survival tips from our resident hair care expert extraordinaire connoisseur mogul.
all of that. Well, I love Aphrodisia 9. It's the entwine leave-in, and leave-ins are actually the linchpin of your styling routine, especially once your hair is past about 3 inches, when you're starting to want to twist it, when you're starting to want to do funky wash and goes. The leave-in is your first step in sealing your hair, sealing the moisture into that hair strand, closing that cuticle down so that the water, which is your moisture, seals down into that hair strand. It's actually very, very light, but it's creamy. So it gives you the best blend of what you think like your liquid leave-ins are and your super creamy leave-ins. So it's kind of right there in the middle. And it's probably my second favorite entwine product. My first favorite entwine product has to be hands down the Creme Gel Styler. I use that on about 90% of my twisting, coiling, everything with my wash and go clients because it works on so many different textures. I know saying that when you first go natural, you've got to try all these 5 million different products. And believe me, as a stylist, I have tried every single thing on the market because I want to find one product that works for a majority of my clients, so I'm not running to this store and that store and this store and that store to stock my back bar. And I found that in Entwine, where it creates beautiful coils, beautiful twists that last 2 and 3 weeks on my clients. So when they come back into me, I'm like, you need your hair done for real? And I know they're really just coming to me because their scalps are itchy because it's that time to cleanse and condition. So summer survival tips, hydration. One, cleansing properly with the hair. So after you've used butters, you've used oils, you use creams, you want to make sure that your cleanser, not your conditioner, not your cold wash, but your cleanser is appropriate for the products that you're using on your hair. So you don't want to use anything that's super heavy, super hard to remove, because even though it does a good job at sealing in the moisture, it also seals out the moisture. And unless you remove that layer off of the hair strand, you're still continuing to seal out moisture. And
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is once a week too often to wash African American hair if you're using lots of gels and cream stylers and you're layering the lock method, leaving oil and cream? Is once a week too much, or is once a week a good amount depending on the products that you're using?
Once a week is actually a very good amount, a good time to go by for pretty much everybody, whether you're using heavy products or light products. Water evaporates from the hair in 4 to 7 days. So that 7-day point, no matter how much stuff you put on there, the water content of your hair strand is not where it should be. So removing all the products that you have on there, reconditioning, rehydrating, and sealing all of that in is very, very important. Also, don't be afraid to cleanse and condition more often than once a week, especially when your hair is shorter after you've done a big chop like me, where you can actually, if you're using the proper cleanser and conditioner, which means sulfate-free, silicone-free, like the Entwine Click Latois or the Click Duo, depending on whether you're going to use a leave-in or not, is great to use every other day, every 3 days, to hydrate, refresh your curls. So don't be afraid of getting that water into your hair strand.
Cool, that's awesome. I know it's easy for me because my hair is shorter and it's hot, so like I'll leave with dripping wet hair or whatever and kind of zhuzh it in the car. You ladies, Miss Fabulous Beauty Queen and Mama Day, your hair's a little bit longer. Do you guys wash once a week or every other week? And kind of how do you, let's say, shorten down the time? It's hot, you know, you might not want to be bothered. What are your kind of go-tos for the summer to kind of shorten the wash time?
Go ahead, boo.
Well, the wash time for me is the same once a week, pretty much. I wash my hair and
Mama, go ahead and take it until we get her back on the chat.
Okay. Well, because it's hot and I have high porosity hair, I've noticed I actually wash my hair twice a week. Okay. So I do it twice a week. The big major one is on Sunday. I'll wash my hair, deep condition it, do all that good jazz. And then I want to say about midweek, I want to say Wednesday, Thursday, I wash it again because it just feels really extra dry. And instead of me walking around with crunchy hair, which I just don't think is cute, I will wash it again and I'll do a quick wash shampoo. I've learned that I'm starting doing the Anthony Dickey method, wash and go. Girl, you do it in the shower. It's 30 minutes. I use the Click, and then I take that cream jelly styler, go right in the hair, and go. Walk out. I'll be wet, dripping. I'll do it at night. And when I wake up in the morning, shake and go. Your mama is good till Sunday. So, yeah, that's what I do. I wash twice a week. So
you're taking your styler into the shower.
Mm-hmm.
You're not letting any of that water go, and you're raking it through in the shower.
Yeah, like, okay, so you'll shampoo your hair, and then you'll condition your hair, and then you rinse it out. And you want to make sure you saturate your hair with conditioner. And so after you've rinsed it out, then you're going to go straight with that cream jelly styler and put it right into your hair. If you want to, you can do the leave-in, but his method is going straight to the styler. So you go and you saturate your hair with the styler, go all the way through with it wet, and then you go back in the shower and kind of go under the water like this to wet the hair again to enhance the styler. And it's amazing. It helps with elongation. It helps define your curls. Because me now, I'm telling you, like this front of my hair used to be like Kizzy. That's her name because she was a hot mess. She did not have style definition. But after doing that, it popped and I was done. And it takes 30 minutes and I love it.
What's this method?
It's called the Anthony Dickey Wash and Go method.
I've heard of him. He's Hair Rules, right?
Yeah. It's also very similar to the curly girl method espoused by Diva Curl, because that's what you're describing. Like, I haven't been able to watch the video yet, but it's very similar to what I do in the salon, where everything is done at the bowl: cleanse, condition, put the styling product on. No towels involved, no shaking involved, because that water helps the product itself to distribute through the hair. But it's very important that you get the product from root to end and from like every single part through your hair from root to end, because we don't want to have that puffy part back here or that puffy part at the root and those ends look great. So that full saturation of all the hair strands is very, very important.
So
Little
what's a good
plug.
amount of what's a good
Little
amount
plug,
of
I made a
time?
video of it. Oh.
What's a good amount of time? Because we're gonna segue from hair into makeup, and I think the key for a lot of women is time. I
Yeah.
think I like short hair because I like I like styling my hair in like 10 minutes, and I think it's the same with makeup. And if you think like I just heard you, and I heard like 35 minutes. I heard like my hair is
Yeah.
still dripping. I'm in the shower. I gotta go from this side and that side. I gotta do all this. I just heard the clock ticking in my head, and I was like, I don't want to do that. Just in my head. So I know that somebody out there is probably like, well, how much time realistically does this take? And do you do this at night and go to bed? Do you wake up 30 minutes early in the morning to do it? And then at least I want you to give your take on it as well. And Sophia, if you do wash and goes, what's your take on wash and goes as well? Because I do mine in the morning before I leave the house. I do not like sleeping with wet hair. That's just my thing. So I wake up a little bit earlier when I need to like really zhuzh it through. But because it's so short, this is still 10 minutes. And I might hit it with a blow dryer just to not be dripping. So how long is your time, Mama Day, and what's your method?
It's literally 30 minutes. That's
It is.
like from beginning of shampoo to styling your hair. Now, I do it at night, and I do it around when I get home. So I do it about 8 o'clock, 8, 9 o'clock, and I'll let my hair drip. I'll have a towel on my
Shoulder.
shoulders, and I'll let it drip dry for about an hour and a half. I usually go to bed about 10 o'clock. And then I just sleep with my bonnet on and nothing else and go to bed and have a towel on my pillow. When I wake up in the morning, shockingly, it's like 75% dry. And I just take my bonnet off, shake it off, and go, and I'm good.
So you put a bonnet on it.
Yeah, I do. I put a bonnet on it just because I don't know why I put a bonnet on it. I don't think you have to. I just didn't want my pillow soaking wet.
Because the
And
other thing
I just
that
thought
I
the
learned,
in the pillow.
the other thing that I learned that I wish someone told me when I first went natural with all these like terminologies that I had no idea what they were, and I was trying to do things that my hair wasn't ready to do. So because your hair is the length that it is, and it's like 75% dry when you go to sleep, is it smushing in because it's kind of damp? Like what's your hair look like when you wake up?
I was shocked it didn't smush. Like I was shocked. Like it was actually straight down when I went to bed. Like it was elongated when I went to bed. And I put the bonnet on. When I woke up in the morning, it was still down. Now for me, my hair is very thick and very puffy. And usually when I used to do a wash and go, I would get this. And I want this. I envy those women that have not my texture hair and their hair lays down flat, and I want that. And I found that with his method, I can kind of sort of get that look and not being that, well, that's her hair and my hair is just not going to do that. So I appreciated the fact that my hair was down, like I had a bang and it wasn't like, Oscar-like nose bang. It was like a real bang. I was like, okay. I was done. So I love it. That is like my official wash and go style.
So it sounds like, ladies out there in YouTube land, if you're gonna try this style, you want a little bit of length on your hair, is what I'm hearing. Because if your hair is as short as mine, you could do it in the morning. It won't take as long. But I think if you got a little bit more length, you'll be able to wake up in the morning and get a little shake, as opposed to this. When I sleep on it wet, it's all mushed down on the sides. Like there is no shaking. There's no shaking happening. So I think you got to keep in mind the length of your hair and your lifestyle, whether or not, because there might be some people out there who don't like dripping wet hair in the morning. I don't mind it while I'm driving. So it depends on your lifestyle, but keep those things in mind and kind of find a method that we're talking about that works for you. Sophia, you're back. What is it that you're, can you hear us?
I'm back. I would like to say that, first of all, when you have your TWAs, please enjoy your TWAs and your short days of hair. Love it, enjoy it, embrace it, because it's the easiest way to go. Once your hair starts growing, you have to find ways on how to do better with your wash and goes. You don't have to leave the house with dripping wet hair. Your hair does not have to be, dripping wet when you leave your home. Even your hair is at the length where my hair is. I never leave my house with dripping wet hair. I usually do my wash and goes in the mornings. If I do it in the mornings, I try not to do wash and goes or wash my hair at night for wash and goes, maybe for twist outs, but not for wash and goes. I try to do it more earlier in the morning so like that it can dry out and it can lay the way how I want it to lay. And depending on your texture, that's how your hair is going to fall. But if you have short hair, ladies, please embrace it. Mm-hmm. Please love it. Love your TWAs because those are the best days. They really are. And it's the easiest and quickest. Quick. In 10 minutes, you're out of there. And that's it. So that's basically what I have to say about that.
I'm telling you, I'm about to get another haircut. I'm loving it. Like I am loving this short hair. The thing is, I also have 2 kids, so I don't let me sway you in any way, shape, or form. Like I literally have no time, and if anything has to go, it's hair and ironing. I don't iron either. Like, I'm just a special girl. I don't iron. I made sure I picked a church that was so non-traditional that I ain't got to iron. Like, cause that's the only time I can even see ironing will be a Sunday morning. And so if I gotta press clothes to go to church, I need to join another congregation. Like that's how much I hate ironing. So I need to join another flock, ladies and gentlemen. So Elise, you were talking about different wash and go methods. Now say again how you do yours at your salon. What's your wash and go kind of method for kind of short, medium, and long hair if anything changes up a bit?
Okay, can you hear me? Because something just happened with my phone.
Okay.
I pretty much use the same method on all lengths because it's still the same hair. You're still defining the same hair. Now, the amount of product changes, and occasionally, the type of product I use changes. Usually what happens when people are using a product and it starts to no longer work, what's happening is their hair needs to be detoxed because there's buildup. And so that product cannot be used as effectively as it could be when it was being used on a hair strand. But my method is to cleanse. Actually, I have a much longer method. Folks are probably at the bowl at my salon at least about a half an hour, if not 45 minutes, because of the entire process. I do a clarifying shampoo first. I do a detox after that. Then I start back in with a moisture using a moisture cream cleanser or moisturizing sulfate-free shampoo. Then I'll condition, or I might even deep condition depending upon the condition of the hair. And I go straight from rinsing out the conditioner. And if it's a silicone-free conditioner, I'll rinse it out partially and leave some of it in just to fill in any imbrications in the hair strand. If it is a silicone-included conditioner, I rinse it completely out because it's meant to leave a layer on the hair. And then I'll apply my holding product immediately to that to wet, completely sopping, dripping hair. Now the goal is to use the water that's already in the hair to make the product spread out so you're not using as much. And typically what happens if you're using the right amount of product and there's a right amount of water in your hair shouldn't be this crazy drippy mess because it should be holding on to all of that moisture. Now for what Mama Days said, 30 minutes, I've actually personally, this is talking about me, before becoming a hairstylist and after becoming a hairstylist, I've had hair to my shoulders, probably about 10 to 15 inches of natural hair, and clearly my hair has been shorter than what it is now. So my wash and go time span from maybe like 5 minutes, which they are now, to maybe 15 minutes when my hair is longer. Because the more often that you do a wash and go, the more often that you're detangling your hair, the quicker you can just wet that hair, put the cleanser on, go on the scalp, cleanse the scalp, pull it down the hair strand, put your conditioner on, put your product on. And so really it's all about practice. Don't think the first couple of times you're going to do a wash and go, it's going to come out and it's going to look great or it's going to take you 10, 15 minutes, but the more you get used to doing it and the more your hair gets used to being worn in that state, and also the more hydrated your hair becomes. And when I say hydrated, I mean filled with water. Not that you put this oil or that butter on it, that is filled with water, the easier it becomes to manipulate that hair in a wash and go style.
I agree, and I just want to chime in. We had a question from Loving My Kinks, and she asked again about frizz. So I'm just going to go ahead and piggyback on what you said. I actually like to use wet fingertips to make sure my fingertips are kind of always wet as I'm working product and stuff through the hair. And For second day hair, if I want to, because I've spent some time to get these little coils popping for this show. So tomorrow is going to be cute. So tomorrow I'll get up, I'll just wet my fingertips and maybe put a little bit of this and kind of pull it back out. I won't apply any more styling products. Maybe I'll pull a little coil down on the side to make it look like it's fresh, but I'll just let this kind of be second day hair-ish, semi-perfect, and call it a day. So definitely your leave-in conditioner, our Aphrodisia 9 Loving My Kinks 20, this is going to be your best friend. And until July 10th, 8 ounces, this bottle right here, $10, looking like Prince, Purple Rain. This right here, $10 during $10 days until July 10th. So you definitely want to check over at entwinecouture.com and pick yourself up a bottle. So now that we're talking about time, I know a lot of my Instagram subscribers are all about, I don't have time to wear makeup. So here I'm going to give you a really, really quick way to do a smoky eye. Now I'm going to say this. This is sitting in front of my camera talking to you lovely people makeup. This is not 90 degrees at 11 a.m. makeup. I would not dare do a smoky eye and go out and frolic around in the daytime. No, ma'am. So I would wait until it's a little bit cooler. So maybe if this were evening, if I got home from work at 6 and I'm meeting somebody for drinks at 9, I might throw this eye on because I'm going from an air-conditioned house to an air-conditioned car to an air-conditioned restaurant. So not too much time for the humidity to melt. No, I'm being serious. So not too much time for the humidity to really like move this around. So that's step number 1. Keep in mind where you're going and how hot it is. But the fastest way to do a smoky eye, you want to buy a palette or a quad that's got 4 different colors in it. So I'm not going to talk brands and I'm not going to talk budget. You can go from a $5 Wet n Wild drugstore quad all the way up to a $40 MAC palette, all the way to a Stila or an Urban Decay palette. But you want to make sure you've got at least 4 colors. Something light to skin tone to brown, then a black. And then you want to make sure you have an eyeliner pencil, basic eyeliner. You want to take a brown, black, even gray, purple, just something that's dark eyeliner, and do a very thick line, not neat at all. Really, really quick, you can smudge it out with your ring finger and just zhuzh all that in. That's going to act as your base or your primer. So again, no need to go and buy all this expensive primer, potion, lotion, hocus pocus. There's no need for it. An eyeliner pencil, if you want to do this quick and dirty in 5 minutes, an eyeliner pencil. Line your eye, really messy, smudge it. Then you want to go in with your middle tone eyeshadow right on top of that liner. So again, you have not put any product in the crease. There's nothing in the crease. So you've got a brown to black to gray to purple eyeliner pencil, then your mid-turn shadow. You want to take a little bit of that black and just pop it right here in the corner. You want to take the lightest color, put it right here. So now you've got color inner corner, middle of the lid, and outer corner. And what you're going to do is then take a clean brush and blend it all together. So everyone does YouTube videos with 75 different eyeshadows. It works for them. I've been doing makeup for 5 years, and I don't do all that because to get this look, this might look like I've got 6 different blended shadows. It's just like finger painting. If you take a light color shadow, a medium color shadow, and a dark color shadow, and you zhuzh it all together, you're going to get some hybrid version of all 3 of those colors. And that's the easiest, fastest way, guys, to do a smoky eye. So if you get off of work at 5:30 and you're online dating like I am and somebody calls you and say, hey, can you meet for a drink? 3 products, 5 minutes, smoky eye, nude lip, go have some drinks. Frizz-free hair, because we used our Aphrodisia 9, and you are good to go. So go out and get those drinks. Don't be self-conscious. Don't worry about hair and makeup. It is the summertime, like Elise said. We are just trying to kick it, lay back, have fun before school starts, before it gets cold again, before we got to put antifreeze in the car. Like, I'm not looking forward to that. So let's go ahead. You know what I mean. Car maintenance and winter care. Don't laugh at me. Before we have to take care of the car before it freezes over or whatever those things do in the wintertime. So we were supposed to have a mixologist on today, and she was going to tell us about some really easy summertime drinks. And she was not able to be with us, but I like to know when you ladies go out to the bar or the club or ladies' night, or if you have friends and you're entertaining, what's a really quick cocktail? Because I have to say I'm really boring when it comes to alcohol. I just drink wine, and I would not know what to mix together because I don't entertain anymore. You're looking at I don't entertain anymore. I don't really know, like, what kind of like goes and what mixers to have with whatever. Wine is just easier. So what are you guys ordering when you guys go out? You be the mixologist for the remainder of the show.
Y'all are ready.
Okay.
Here you go. You are all welcome. It is called
Daiquiri.
a cotton candy martini.
How
You can either do blue or pink. Either two. You're going to take vodka. You're going to take Sprite. So you're going to take a shot of vodka, 2 shots of Sprite, and you're going to keep them in a separate glass. Then you're going to take your cotton candy, put it in the glass, and pour the drink on top of the cotton candy. It then becomes a blue cotton candy. Boom, you welcome, boo. It is freaking delicious.
So vodka, Sprite, and then cotton candy in the
Cotton
bottom of the glass, and that's
Yeah.
it. Any
It is
particular vodka that you like? A flavored one or a regular?
I like to use a grapefruit vodka, so you have that sweetness from the cotton candy and then that nice tartness from the vodka, and it blends perfectly. I have a problem. Like my friends tell me I should have been a bartender because I can make drinks powerful and you won't know what you're drinking until you pass out on the floor. I love to entertain though, so I can do things like that. But yeah,
I believe in college we called that the Kappa Punch. It just tasted so yummy and delicious, and you just stayed drinking till you were on the table like, hey girl, hey, oh, am I telling on myself? Oh, well, that's why we loved our days at the university. So yes, I love alcohol, but you can't taste the alcohol in it. I do.
yes, that's what I like too.
So, fabulous beauty queen, what are you guys sipping on down there on Miami Beach?
We just daiquiri. We really don't drink, but when we do, it's just your regular pina coladas, your regular daiquiris, strawberry, and virgin daiquiris. We're not wine once in a while. Yes, we will drink wine once in a while, but that's about it.
Cool. What about you, Elise? Do you drink?
I'm actually an old man drinker, so you can catch me in the summer typically with like a Jameson and ginger ale. I know that most people don't drink like I do. When I do entertain, I make sangria. Except my sangria is way more than just wine. It typically is probably a bottle or two of a sweet red. My favorite is Jam Jar. I'm not sure if you guys
I have heard of Jam Jar.
Jam Jar is amazing. If you want to make a red sangria, get their red. If you want to make a white, they do have a Moscato that's really good too. I mix some type of like Patron Citronage, like the whole bottle of that. Grapes, oranges, apples, and I think lemons. Don't quote me. Don't add that if you don't like them. And I will mash them. I have a pitcher that actually lets me mash my ingredients all in one, and I'll let it sit for about 2 days. So
Crate and Barrel. She getting all Crate and Barrel on us.
And don't eat the fruit. It's like you're right. It FAMU. It was not the Kappa parties, but it was the Alpha party. Yeah, like they used to tell us in college, don't eat the fruit.
Because don't eat soaking in alcohol for like days or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they used to soak in alcohol. Yeah, those were the days. Cheers to college life. Those were the days.
Cheers to HBCU life. Sorry, I'm calling you out.
I mean, you know what? Our Kappas got down. Shout out to Emory University, class of 2000. Our Kappas got down. Our Kappas got down.
Shout out UNC, Chapel Hill. Boom, boom.
I had my share with the punch. I drank the Kool-Aid. Yeah, I sipped the Kool-Aid.
Talking about.
So we have one more question. And so I want to ask you, Elise. Someone wants to know about dandruff. And so I know that we don't have any dandruff-specific products, but how can someone use something like an argan oil for a dry scalp? Are you old school? Do you recommend oiling the scalp? Does it help at all if you've got dry skin on the scalp? What are your thoughts?
Well, there's a bunch of different causes of dandruff. So first, I would recommend that someone actually go to a dermatologist to find out what the source of their dandruff is. Typically, just for a little bit of dry scalp that's seasonal, that's caused by the weather outside being dry, you'll have very, very, very small flakes and some itchiness in the scalp. And so that's something I would recommend using a little bit of like the 100% argan oil on the scalp just to add a little bit of extra lubrication so that the skin itself can expand and have the elasticity that it needs, that typically the air will take away. Now, there's dermatitis, there are fungal causes, there are some medical causes where the skin of the scalp um, it sheds too quickly, like the cells that grow too quickly and then it sheds. So finding out from a dermatologist, because most of the time a hairstylist can look at it and we can usually make an educated guess of it, but we're not medical professionals. So you might want to go to see a dermatologist because it could be dermatitis, it could be psoriasis, it could be a fungal infection, something that your local stylist is just not prepared to treat.
Elise, your mic went out. Can you still hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, I heard her.
Oh, I didn't. And I hear you, Mama Day. I don't hear her.
I hear you, Mama Day.
Can you hear me still?
I can hear you.
Mama Day, can you hear me?
Brittany, I
Yeah,
hear
I hear you.
Well, something is going on.
That better? Can you hear
Mama
me?
Day, I just heard you.
Okay.
Brittany, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
And Elise, I still can't hear you. Try it one more time.
Can you hear me? I put my headset in.
No.
Can you
I feel like Whoopi Goldberg in The Color Purple.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I needed that laugh. It's been a stressful week. I needed that laugh. Woo! That was funny. Okay, so no, I can't hear Elise.
But
Elise
everybody
can
else
hear
can.
me. Can you guys hear
I can
me?
hear Elise. I can hear Fabulous Beauty.
You guys
I
hear
can
Elise?
hear everybody.
I'll just watch the tape back 2 days from now. So I'm still gonna go ahead and let you answer these questions. So we'll go ahead and we'll get your answer to the dandruff question on the other side of this taping. And let's see, before we go, we'll be talking about summer style. So what are some things that you guys just do to beat the heat? Like, not necessarily hair, but maybe just a tip. Like, I know I drink more than I eat. I know I eat a lot less meat because when I eat heavy, I feel hot. I don't know if that makes me crazy, but I eat like I can't take baths in the summer. Like, I'm that like sensitive to like the elements. My girlfriend is like, "Oh, I can't wait to get home and just sit in the tub," and I'm like, "Excuse me, whoa, what? Sit in the tub?" And she lives in New York City. And she's like, "Yeah, girl, yes." And I was like, "There's no air conditioner in the world that's cool enough for me to sit in a tub of water in the summer." So I'm just really sensitive to like the heat that way. Is there anything that you guys do that maybe like kind of helps you woosah and pretend that you're on a polar ice cap? Anything?
Well, I absolutely love heat. Like right now with this like 60-degree in July weather, I am very, very, very irritated. I would much rather be in 95-degree weather. But when I am there in the heat, sundresses, I don't wear pants. I am not a pants girl. I'm not really necessarily TMI undergarments person. So I focus that with a lot of empire waist dresses, a lot of sandals. I keep my feet done. Because I have a complex about like sandals and undone feet. I don't cook a lot. I do a lot of, because in the wintertime, spring and fall, I do a lot of like baking chicken and broiling things. In the summertime, it's like if it's not 5 minutes on the stove, I'm not doing it. And I tend to drink a lot of water, a lot of wine, and a lot less hard liquor because just somehow I don't want that hard liquor in the middle of summer. Mm-hmm. So, Mama Day?
I agree. I think I'm about the same way. I definitely don't do no bath. It's too hot for that. I don't even know how she can handle it. I hate you at least 65 degrees, first of all. I'm a little envious. It is hot up in here in North Carolina.
Let's switch.
Girl, tag. I'm telling you, for real. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just, my husband kind of picks on me. He calls me a diva. So I have my little fan with the little spray on it. So that is the way I survive. I have a little natural glow. I don't put a lot of makeup on, so I just do my little spray. I will do a hair tip that I think is really good, is I do love to put aloe vera on my hair, like a lot more during the summer. I usually, when I do my hair, I will wash, condition my hair, and then I go straight into aloe vera. You can either do a liquid aloe vera and spray it, or you can do the aloe vera gel. And what that does is, especially for my high porosity girls, it lowers your hair cuticle down. Aloe vera is a lot thicker than water, so it stays in your hair, moisturizes your hair longer if you put that in your hair. For my low porosity girls, I would add a little bit of water to it so it's not so acidic. And since your hair cuticles are already low, you don't want anything to shut it down even more than that. So I would definitely add like water to increase that pH so you don't have a high. Make it go to neutral. So you're still getting the nutrition, but you're not getting the lowering the cuticles. And I find that my hair stays softer, moisturized longer, and I even use it for my face because it has great healing properties, and it keeps my face nice and cool. No pimples, no bumps. Those are not cute during the summer when you don't have a lot of makeup on.
I agree. I was going to say for the aloe vera, I've honestly never tried it in my hair, but it's really good if you keep it in the fridge and it's cool and you come in from the heat and you kind of just slather it on and let it cool you down and then tissue it off. Don't like wipe it with a cloth or rinse, but really let it kind of like plump up your skin and just get a Kleenex and kind of tissue off the excess. And that's also a really good hydrating mask, like right before you go to bed. So kind of just like deep puff. It tightens the skin, it tightens pores, and it's just kind of really good for like just smoothing out the skin, giving it that nice glow like the next morning. I think we do have one more question. Hold on one second. Yes, we have one more question from Natural Capricorn 23. She says that she has low density hair and her twist outs never hold the definition. So what can she do to amp up the definition and keep it from turning into a fro? So I just want to give you some personal testimony to that. My hair does the same thing, and honestly, a little bit more product and a little bit more set time. I was kind of trying to do overnight twists, and I would do them at like 10 and get up at 7 and try to take them out, and that just didn't work for my hair. Like I would have to style my hair on a Friday and literally not have anywhere to go or cover it up Friday to Saturday to Sunday to really get a nice set for Monday. That was just my hair texture. So if yours is anything like mine, a little bit more hold in your product, and this kind of goes back and forth between whether you co-wash or whether you shampoo. If you want hold and definition, you're going to have to use a holding product like your creme de la mole or your creme jelly styler, which means you're going to have to use a shampoo because co-washing isn't really going to get all that off your hair. And then you're going to want to leave your two-strand twist in for a couple days. Sit under a dryer if you've got one, if that's your thing, but you're going to have to let that set, and then you'll get a little bit more definition. And you ladies can go ahead and chime in too if you've got any other thoughts. But I know that's what I learned, which is why I cut my hair.
Oh, go ahead, Elise. Go ahead, Elise. Sorry, boo.
Low density hair, I don't actually recommend twist outs. Because at that point, you're already taking hair that is kind of stingy, and you're drawing it in together. So you're actually reducing the amount of volume it's given to your style. I tend to recommend for those that have a lower density to do like finger coils or to do wash and goes. A lot of times when low density hair is overloaded with product, coconut oil, shea butter, and layers and layers and layers of it that hasn't been detoxed off, it's time to detox. It's time to get all that stuff off the hair, get all that stuff off the scalp, and then that actually raises your cuticle. So low density hair that kind of has a slightly roughed up cuticle actually appears thicker. And it'll give you probably a much more volume in terms of your wash and go. Now, if you're really dedicated to doing your twist outs, start using lighter products. So if you're using a heavier butter, use a lighter butter, or choose a liquid to set your hair with so that you end up using the frizz and the fluff to where you still have definition, but you're using a little bit of frizz and a little bit of fluff to build your volume.
Oh, well, I think, I mean, I can't top that, Elise. I mean, you done just went and, educated us. So I think the only thing is like my hair right here in the very front, Kizzy. Y'all done got her name together. Kizzy, I find she's very fine, and she frizzes like there's no tomorrow. Like it's even coming out of deep conditioning. She just don't want to get right. So I've learned to just deal with her. And if I flat twist all of my hair, that part of my hair is just not going to be flat twisted because I've accepted she's not going to work right. I personally just do a little bit of cream jelly style. I go light on the heavier products with her. And I put that cream jelly style, a little bit of that cream jelly mold because there's really great slip. And then I two-strand twist that. So that'll be two-strand twisted while all the rest of it is flat twisted. And shockingly enough, when I unravel it, it matches the rest of my hair. So I just think this comes to, I agree with Elise how to take care of your method. It becomes a challenge of learning what your hair likes and what it doesn't like, and getting to know that, well, this section of my hair you need to do this in order for you to get that whole complete look. You got to do that work, unfortunately, if you just have fine hair in that section of your head or all over.
Or find a stylist that knows.
Guys, you have heard it here. You've heard our resident hair care expert, our salon professional, our YouTubers, and just little old me talking about hair, and everything that we have talked about is going to be over on www.entwinecouture.com during $10 days. $10 days until July 10th. So the Aphrodisia 9 that we talked about, I want to just go ahead and say that this is our #1 seller. So if McDonald's has the Big Mac, I want to say that this Aphrodisia 9 is the one product, if you're checking us out during $10 days, to go ahead and get this. I believe this is it 16, 18? It's close to $20 full retail without the sale. So this size, full-size product, not a sample, $10 during $10 days. If you don't try anything else, try this. This is going to be your multitasking product, your argan oil, to do your lock method. These two together are going to keep you frizz-free. It's going to keep the frizz down. It's going to keep a little bit of the swelling down. If you want to go ahead and set with a two-strand twist, you want to go ahead and add that creme jelly styler to your basket. Leave your twist in for a couple days if you have difficulty holding definition. If not, then you might have the definition that you want with an overnight twist. For me, 2 good days was perfect, but I didn't want to walk around with twist for 2 days, hence the haircut. So if you want to just go ahead and cut it all off, this is definitely my best friend. I do the lock method every day, so I probably wet my hair every 2 days, wash it once a week. I do this is for the L, this is my leave-in, this is my oil, and then because I am doing the wash and go, I skip the cream and go straight to my styler, and I use the creme jelly styler, and then if I see like a little frizz, I use the exotic buttercream hydrator, and I kind of just do this to shape it with the cream to eliminate frizz until it dries. So that's just because I'm doing a wash and go. But if before I cut my hair when I was doing twists, I would do LO and then C. I would go ahead and do my cream as my LOC, and then I would do my styler for my twist. Maybe it doesn't make a difference to some people. I switched the order, and I noticed kind of I like the difference because I like my curl enhancing product to go as close to the hair without any other heavier things in between it as possible. If I don't know if this is like professional, this is just me being weird, that kind of works for my hair. And then I do the cream just to kind of eliminate the frizz when I'm wearing it like this. Actually, so what's your take on that, Elise? Do I know what I'm doing?
Yes, you better remember one of my secrets is I like to put the defining product, the product that's going to give you your maximum hold and elongation, the closest to the scalp, right by the conditioner. And then actually, when I'm doing a wash and go for clients, I add, when I'm breaking the gel cast, because when you do a wash and go, sometimes it's just a smidge crunchy once it dries. I break that cast with a little bit of the argan oil or the buttercream hydrator. I don't typically mix them, but I'll use one or the other depending upon the hair that's sitting in front of me to break that cast until it's beautiful, soft, and it has great hold. Oh, one more trick for a wash and go. Once you put your product through and you set those curls from root to end, stop touching it. Don't touch it no more. Put it in the part you want it to be in, but stop doing like this, because all of that touching and stuff, that causes frizz. You're actually taking the curl out of the place it wants to be. So wait till it dries, or at least it's about 80 to 90% dry. Then you can start saying, oh, I want this to be a little higher, or I want that to be a little bigger. That's when you start doing that type of styling.
Well, well, cool. So that is why we are committed here at Entwine Couture to giving you the best in hair care professionals and everyday women with everyday lives. You've got moms, you've got wives, you've got teachers, everybody on this panel who wants to live their life and go from, morning to flawless in 0.10 seconds. We all want to do it, and we are trying to do our best to give you all the information. So we hope you guys are enjoying checking us out. Next time you guys tune in, make sure you tell a friend. So before we wrap up for this evening, I want everybody to tell our viewers out there where they can find you guys on social media, and if you just guys have any like exciting things that are coming up that you want to share with the viewers. Mama Day, we'll start with you.
Dang. Well, you can follow me on YouTube. I'm at youtube.com/Mamaday, MAMADAYE. You can like my Facebook page, facebook.com/Mamaday, same spelling, 36. And then on Instagram, it is Mamaday_, same spelling. I ain't got nothing special. Oh, I turned 38. I turned 38 last week.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Cheers! Happy birthday!
Thank you,
I
thank you.
love a birthday. Oh, I love a birthday. So wait, so before we go back, we were going to talk about quarter life crisis. Have you guys heard about this? So I remember when I turned like 27, reading an article about the quarter life crisis, and basically what it's about is like our generation of women and men who grew up watching the Cosby Show and who were duped by a different world and being like, dude, we're supposed to have this wonderful, fantastic life, and then we turn 29, then we turn 32, and God forbid we cross the 35 threshold, and things aren't the way we imagined them when we were 12, and we grapple with life and what it's supposed to be and what it should be, and I'm supposed to be married by now, I'm supposed to have kids by now, I'm supposed to have the corner office by now, and now it has a term, and it's a quarter life crisis because we're living longer. So now like 35 is like 25, and because people are living to like 80, and so now there's like this term, this quarter life crisis. So I just want to ask you guys real quick, you don't have to say your age, but are you, if you could think back to when you were like 18 and 19 and you were going to take over the world, are you where you thought you were going to be at the age you are now? And if not, are you okay with it? Like, how are you feeling about that? I know it's a loaded question for the last 5 minutes.
That was a good.
But we were supposed to talk about quarter life crisis, and it got away from me. So like a minute or two apiece to reflect and pontificate on this thing called quarter life.
Elise, check.
Okay, so I will reveal my age. I am 30. I did go through a quarter life crisis, but it's not for the reasons that people would necessarily think. At 18, 19, I was like, okay, I want to own a business. I think I want to own a salon. I think I want to do these things. I want to have this accomplished. At that point, I don't think I wanted to be married. That didn't come along until about 21. But I kind of did the stair-step thing. I graduated from college at 23. I got married at 24. I had my first kid at 27. I opened my first salon at 27. And now that I'm 30, like, that's great and all, but I spent my entire 20s doing these things. And now I'm 30. I'm getting divorced. The business is going great, but I'm like, I look at my life and start to think there was so much more to life. What did I do with my 20s? So now I'm 30, like, how do I live these things that, you know, these experiences where you're supposed to mess up and screw up and have fun and go travel with friends and do all of that. Now I'm looking at 30 like, I think I could do this. So I think the 20s are just that time that you should just be enjoying your life. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. When I tell you, I have had shingles. My wedding day, I had hives on my face and a crick in my back. I mean, the stress isn't worth it. You'll get there. You're going to get to your goals. If you have them and you work at a consistent progress to them, you're going to make it. But don't drive yourself so hard that you miss your life and you turn around and you're 30 or you're 32 or you're 35 and you'll be like, well, I got the list done, but what happened to my life? And the fact that I think when you hit that point, you have the whole life to pick up the shambles of the pieces of and rebuild. So just live, be present, grow, drink the wine, have the extra drink and get shit-faced at 25. Excuse my French. And know that you have time. You have time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I fell into that too. Like I look at myself, I have
time in the world.
Go ahead, love. Go ahead.
Hello. Which one? Go ahead, Mama Dad.
No worries, girl. You go ahead.
Okay. I said that you have all the time in the world. You know, us women tend to want to thinking the consequences of the future. And I believe that, you know, with patience and just believe in ourselves. I got married so young, you guys, that it's amazing. And I have 5 beautiful kids. You know, I'm still in my 30s, in my mid 30s, and it's, for me, my life, it's worked out. Would I recommend it for my children, for my girls? Absolutely not, because it's not easy to, you know, be married young and have kids young. But that, for me, it worked out. But I would tell my girls to do it a different way. Enjoy life. Don't rush into things, and just be happy.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, I'm very type A, if you couldn't tell. I have to make lists that say on the list relax. So I have to pencil in relax. So from 7 to 8, it'll say like sit down. So I am very type A. So I've always been like go, 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 do, do, do. And then after my divorce, I will be the first person to say I sold my house. So I lost my house and my husband, and then my job got downsized all in the same year. So you can't tell me that they did an episode of the Huxtables that talked about how to deal with that. So
Pretty much.
so I'm looking through my handbook like, wait a minute, they didn't cover this on the syllabus because this is on the syllabus, right? This is not on the syllabus, Professor Life. It's you didn't teach this, and so I had to regroup really,
Nope.
really quickly, and I had to ask myself what was important. And at the end of the day, as a mom, as long as my kids were healthy and okay, the house be damned. I'm on OK Cupid. Like, you find another man, you find another house, you tighten up the resume. So for you guys out there, as long as you guys learn to bounce back, you can deal with anything. But it's all about the bounce back. And I'm not gonna say that I didn't like have my period of 6 months where I was like, you know, angry at the world, and I was like Daria. Do you guys remember that cartoon on MTV, Daria? I was Daria for 6 months. I was like, F everything, nothing makes sense. I don't care. Like, that was me for like 6 months until I realized, like, wait a minute, my life's not over. It was like a setback, and it was not on the plan at all. Like I said, not on the syllabus, not week 1, not week 8. But if you guys can master the bounce back, because I've crossed the 30 threshold. So if you're in your 20s, if you guys can master the bounce back, you will be okay. And while you're bouncing back, if you're in your 20s, again, listen up. You better find some supportive friends. Do not find friends who can't help you with the bounce back. You gotta let them go, because you can bounce back faster by yourself in quiet than you can with friends who are still trying to keep you in the woe is me. So that's my 30-year-old advice to my 20-year-old self. Is if you can't find your bounce back, check who you talking to every other hour on the hour. If you can't find your bounce back and you still in that space and you can't figure it out, because we all know where we're supposed to go and who we're supposed to be. We just gotta listen. And it's real old school, like the old people who didn't like turn on the TV when it was thundering and lightning because God was talking. You had to sit still. That was my grandmother. No TV, lights out, you laughing. She used to cover mirrors. Because one time when she was a kid, lightning struck the house. It bounced. I don't know if this is true, because you know how grandmas lie. Lightning struck the mirror and bounced off the something and set the bed on fire. Oh, she used to. That's what she told me. So she used to cover mirrors in thunderstorms. So I tell you that there are times in life, though, the old people knew what they were talking about. So you got to take a sip on that. She said it set the bed on fire. That's what she told me. So sometimes my
that is crazy.
You have to get quiet. And I'm going through it now. I lost a couple of friends in the last 2 years where I was like, wherever I'm going, you can no longer advise me. And it doesn't make them bad people. And it doesn't mean you don't talk to them. You just can't talk to them about everything. I just had an issue at work that only one of my friends knows about, because I didn't want to keep it going. I wanted to figure out how to keep my job, you know, without going to work and being labeled the aggressive black New Yorker. So I knew I needed to have a woosah moment. But it was a situation where I felt like I wanted to be heard. But I forget sometimes that I'm from New York, but I live in the South. That's a whole other topic for a whole other day. But it's a personality difference that I am not cognizant of, but Southerners remind me of every hour on the hour. They remind me of it every hour on the art. And I promise you, I mean no harm. I just get to the point. I mean no harm. So all of that to say, the quarter life crisis, it's all in your head. Because who says what time we're supposed to get to wherever we think we're supposed to arrive? But definitely in my 20s, I was on a check. I had a checklist. Oh, I had a checklist. And if I could tell my 20-year-old self to have several seats, I would tell her to have several seats and burn the list. Put it down and burn it.
That checklist.
So Mama Day, take us home. So what is your quarter life crisis testimonial story?
I mean, I think I did. I think I looked at the Cosby's and I said, okay, I gotta have my dream house by this time. I gotta have my career job. I gotta have the man and all that. Well, I did it completely upside down, backwards, all kind of wrong, because I got married at 18, so I didn't get to college until I was later on, because I had a baby like 2 years after we had gotten married. You know, we had our fun for 2 years, and then I popped a baby out, and then 4 years later, another baby came out, and then I was like, okay, I really got to get my college on. So I went to college late, but I got my degree. My husband went to college late, and he got his degree, and then we're like, okay, we got our degree, and I was like, well, now I'm in my career. I was like, and we're still renting. I was like, I should be having my house by now. What's going on, you know? And now I have a house, but it's not the dream house. It's not the house I'm supposed to have that I'm deep in my career. That Cosby, they tricked me.
They did. I mean, but you know what? It was wonderful to be aspirational, because don't get me wrong, like we had the Cosbys and our kids have the Obamas, right? So aspiration, I think, is a lovely thing. But I think aspiration will always, I mean, I think real life will just always trump like aspiration. Like for all the aspiration, real life comes in and it snatches you by the collar real quick fast.
Aspiration shouldn't turn into obsession, and I think that's what happens, especially for type A like you and me, Brittany, where we're so driven to do these things that it turns into obsession at the exclusion of everything else. So it's like as you are trying to run your own life, life is running you, and so you're not allowing the life that you're supposed to be leading to unfold. So you get to a point of where you run into a brick wall of your checklist, and life is going to get you right. Whatever that getting you right is, but there's going to be some moment where it's going to get you right, and you're going to see the forest for the trees. And it's just kind of, I think, how
I could not agree with you more. So, Fabulous Beauty Queen and Elise, take us out and let everybody know where we can find you on social media, and then I'll let you guys know what to look forward to in the next chat. So, Fabulous Beauty Queen, where can we look out for you on social media?
You can find me on Facebook under Fabulous Beauty Queen, Instagram at Fabulous Beauty Queen, Twitter, Fabulous Beauty Queen, and of course YouTube, Fabulous Beauty Queen.
Cool. And Elise, are you going to be making any appearances maybe during the summer at hair shows or in and out of different cities? If people want to book you on the Lowski Woski, on the side, on the in town, out of town, I'm only in town for 2 days, but I'll squeeze you in. What's going on with your schedule?
Well, how about next time I'm in Atlanta? I'm definitely going to squeeze you in. I should be in Atlanta definitely probably beginning of August, also at the end of August for Atlanta Black Pride 2014. So you can book me, shoot me email at hairloveart@gmail.com for those times in Atlanta. I'm in Chicago in Humboldt Park, 3032 West Chicago Avenue. It's an unmarked private studio. You can book online at www.hairloveart.com, and you can follow me Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Hair Love Art. I will actually be speaking on a panel at the launch event for the Natural Hair Academy, thenha.com. It's going to be absolutely amazing. They are wonderful, wonderful people providing information, streaming information, consistent information, professional information, blogger information, and a community of naturals to gather, to learn, and be amazing. So I'm lovely and supportive. One of the owners, one of my clients, and she has beautiful hair and beautiful people that follow her. So check me out. I think it's July 26th at City Point Loft, and it's going to be me, Sister Scientist, who's a cosmetic chemist, and Ms. Vaughn. So she's going to get the views from the entire industry.
That is awesome. So that wraps up another episode of the BAN's Guide to Summer Survival and basically surviving life in the quarter life crisis. I am your host, Brittany Oniki, and as always, it's been my pleasure to bring you all things fierce, fabulous, and fly. I am going to list all the products that I use for this lovely, not daytime face of the day on my Instagram, which is going to be Makeup by Muse, MUSC. That's Makeup by Muse on Instagram and on Twitter and on Pinterest if you want to see some of the things that I love. I'm obsessed with Pinterest. I pin recipes and diet, exercise, yoga positions, quotes of the day. I'm really into the Studio Museum now. Since I can't be in New York, I'm following the Studio Museum of Harlem on Pinterest, so I'm pinning a lot of their artwork. So if you guys are into the kinds of things that I'm into, follow me. I am online dating. If you want to hear about all of my adventures, follow me on Twitter and on my Instagram, and I will go ahead and put this makeup in the face of the day. Tune in because our next episode, I know part of what we're going to talk about is protective styling, including hair weaves. I might have one the next time you guys see me, but we're going to talk about how to make sure that your hair stays hydrated, in healthy condition, moisturized, the things you should do to prep before you sew the hair in, how long you should leave it in, and whether or not you should really try to get underneath the weave and touch your hair, or if you should just groom it to the point that you can leave it alone underneath. So there are going to be lots of different versions of what the truth is. So we'll let you guys decide for yourself. But until next time, thank you, ladies. As always, it's been a pleasure. Happy birthday, Mama Day. Happy 4th of July. You guys enjoy the long weekend. Enjoy the beach. Enjoy the club. Enjoy your boo. Enjoy whatever you guys are doing. And until next time, it has been my pleasure. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.